Hello everyone, I'm Woko and welcome to Wokolandia. This old Fiat 500 scale model was on my shelf for quite a while, and I always wanna make a custom from this little car, and I think now is the time for try to make something. The first idea was make an ork vehicle for Warhammer 40,000. But when I saw those goblins, I thought was a great idea fill the entire vehicle with this little monster. And I know that in Warhammer 40,000 the correct name is Gretchen, but it's way easy use the word goblin for make everyone understand what they are in this custom. Back on the video, I start disassemble the model, trying to not ruin anything because I wanna use the most part of this vehicle in this custom. And after that, I start checking some position because I wanna put this guy half inside and half out of the window, focused to shoot some enemy. And after some adjustment, he fits quite well inside. And now it's time to find a driver for this Mad Max Fiat 500, and this one with the blade is not so bad, but I have a gun on the other hand, and I have another position for this guy. This one with the gun is quite cool. He holds the weapon in this crazy position like firing on the air, but I don't like the head. I want some crazy driver, and this head is awesome. He have this open mouth and those goggle like in Mad Max actually. And he is at the same time screaming completely insane but focus forward and is perfect for the driving position. Also, I modified the maze on the other hand, trying to make it resemble a gear shift, but actually I don't know the correct name in English for this thing. So please let me know in the comment the actual name of this part of the vehicle. Back on the video, I start using the Dremel for modify the upper part of the vehicle. And is super cool because it's metal, but at the same time is very difficult to cut, and also you need to be very careful for not ruin the car, and above all, don't hurt yourself. After that, I remove the trunk, but is actually the place where you find the engine, because the Fiat 500 have the entire engine on the back of the vehicle. Also, because I have already the Dremel on the table, I decide to sculpt some scratch and some battle damage all over the car, because I don't remember any Mad Max car brand new or in some good condition. And now it's time to find on my bitbox some part for this vehicle. Basically, I need to find some good engine for this little car. And this plastic piece with some cool gear fits perfectly on the back of the vehicle. Also is cool because it's not too crazy for a Fiat 500 engine. And I know that rivet, metal bar, crazy weapon attached on the car is the correct way for making an ork vehicle. But in this way I completely changed the shape of this 500. I don't wanna make this vehicle too weird, and I don't wanna make this stuff resemble something else. I wanna keep this Fiat 500 vibe with a lot of goblin inside. And at last I use this angle bar for make this very long exhaust. Yeah, it is weird and a little bit crazy, but not too much. And finally I start gluing every single part together, even the wheel, and after the glue is dry, it's finally time for priming. I use gunmetal primer all over the car and the engine, for have a good base for work with. And for the goblin, a good white primer for have a good contrast on the speed paint. I start base every single goblin with ork skin from speed paint, and after that with pale bone I cover all the bandages. Waiting for the speed paint to dry, I use black for base all the metal stuff, and immediately after I come out with silver for cover all the gun, bomb, chain, etc. And now it's time to give him a little bit of character using different speed paint color from yellow, blue and red. After the paint is dry, it's time to use some wash like Agrax Earthshade for all the metal part. And some Rockland Flesh Shade for underline all the skin. And it is super cool because this step gives you a lot of definition. And for complete the process, it's time to use some light green for highlight all the muscle, painting only the prominent part where an ideal light touch the figure. And for the final touch, smooth the color for some nice transition. And at last, I'm very proud for how I paint those goblins. I really love the vibrant color, and overall the process is very simple. But now it's time to color the main star on this custom. And I start with a red acrylic base, but without cover all the vehicle. Overall, all the scratch and the damage remove the most part of this original paint, leaving only metal and rust. And like you see, I don't use a lot of color, I use only this toppling technique for place some spot of color where I want. In this way I completely avoid any type of brush strokes. And after different layer of this step, it's time to use some Agrax Earthshade on the engine and all over the main car, for underlying all the cracks and scratch of the vehicle, creating some cool color transition and making this Fiat 500 old and dirty. And after the weathering, it's time to pick up again the red acrylic for make another layer of red paint in a better condition. In this way you have different layer of ruined paint. And at last I sponge in different areas some brown for mime some rust. And with that guys, this custom miniature is finished. I really hope you enjoyed this video and maybe found something useful. Like always, if you have some question, comment down below and let me know what you think about this stuff. You wanna see more about little car become some super cool Mad Max vehicle? And remember, like, share and subscribe is the best way for support the channel and is completely free. And now it's time to leave you with these 4 Goblin and my beloved Fiat 500.